Good evening. Thank you all for joining. This is Liz Whitaker, Divination Station Tarot, live on Three of Cups, Divine Arts. Thank you for joining me. I know I've been off for a couple weeks and I do apologize for that, but I'm back. So I'll let a few people kind of pop on here. I'll share it around a couple places. And then we'll get started. So we are talking about the eights of the tarot today. Like I said, let me go ahead and Susan, hi, thank you for joining. I'm sharing this out to a few groups, so just bear with me. James, hi. So right off the bat, if you do want a card towards the end of the Rena, hi. Natasha, hello. So if you do want a card towards the end of the reading, all you got to do is share the broadcast out. Linda, hi. Share the broadcast, comment, hashtag shared, and I will be sure to get you a card. And like I said, just bear with me for one moment while I get this shared out on a couple places. And how has everybody been? I know it's been a little bit since I've popped on. I hope you all have been well. A couple more places and then we'll get going. So if you are new to my broadcast, how this usually works is I will do a little tarot lesson. So we're talking about the eights of the tarot today. So the lesson is going to be on the eights. And there we go. All right. All right. So again, you will get a card for sharing the broadcast out or tagging someone. If you tag someone and they join in, that will be good as well. So Monica, I got you. Caitlin. Because what we're trying to do, as always, is getting the reach for Three of Cups, expanding the reach. And, oh, awesome. Natasha, that sounds so fun. And wonderful news. Okay. So again, I'm Liz Whitaker of Divination Station Tarot. You are joining me on Three of Cups Divine Arts. We are a collective of women who do all sorts of readings, all sorts of services. Just bear with me for one moment as I get myself in order here. Okay. Linda, got you. So today, again, we're talking about the eights. So just kind of to recap, we've gone through all of the aces through the sevens. Oh, I'm so happy to be back. Thank you, Caitlin. So glad to be back. My allergies were kind of acting up and it's like affecting my talking. So like my throat gets super dry. So I'll probably be sipping water the whole time. So sevens, just to kind of recap, sevens were all about reflection and kind of waiting and a pause, okay? So now we're at eights. And the eights are movement. It's fortuity. So a fortuitous encounter, a chance encounter, due process. It's wealth. It's movement towards your goals. So eights are always going to have a positive feeling Yes, even when we look at the Eight of Cups and it has a bit of a sad feel, there's a really positive kind of reason behind it. Oh, I did have a very good weekend. I finally got my roots done. I'm kind of trying to transition from the all blonde just because I'm going to be honest, my desire for high maintenance anything right now is non existent. So I'm all about the easy upkeep right now. So if I got to go another 4 months before I get my roots done, it's not going to look anywhere nearly as bad as it did. And I was able to lighten this up a little bit too because it gets real warm. So eights. So we're going to look at the Eight of Wands first. So Eight of Wands. And if you notice, it's one of the only minors that don't have any people on them. There's no figures on them. The aces are similar. You know, they don't have anything there. And they're all of the pure potential of that suit. And the eights, it's kind of that potential energy transformed into active energy. The eights are action. Eight of Wands is action, pure movement, movement towards your goals. When this pops up, things will happen quickly. Things just fall into place and you start to see results. It's vigor, so energizing energy, acceleration. So if things have been kind of going a little bit slow for you, this is like stepping on the gas, okay? Eight of Wands steps on the gas for you. Progressive action. So you can start to see if you make one step, all of a sudden you're 4 steps ahead. Instead of the, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, you're going to take 1 step forward and find yourself 3 or 4 steps ahead. And I was getting this a lot in like end of 2018, beginning of 2019, when things for my business just kind of kept happening. I was getting kind of like that input like from the universe to just kind of do the thing, and I just did the thing. So that's Eight of Wands for me, is that action. So the decks, I didn't get out the Tarot de Marseille deck today. I kind of just forgot, and I'm surrounded by a million other decks here, so I just grabbed one that was here. So the Thoth deck, here we have Swiftness. But it has kind of a different feel. It looks like, it reminds me of like sacred geometry here. And then we have a rainbow. So, the rainbow appears very suddenly when, there's the rain and the sunshine. And then we have Mercury and Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius is that sign of optimism, and Mercury is fast, so it's that very quick optimism. And again, that rainbow there just makes this a very one of the like more like happy welcoming cards of the Thoth minors. It has a very light feel, and the word keyword on this is swiftness. And the Eight of Wands are represented by, instead of actual like staffs or wands, kind of looks like lightning bolts. And I'm using the Anima Mundi Tarot as well. So I'm showing this one. And this one is, again, kind of that, it's kind of a hybrid pip deck. So this one has a Roadrunner. So swiftness. And then we have the Eight of Wands, very similar to the Rider-Waite-Smith. And of course, the Roadrunner is fast. Roadrunner. So it definitely conveys that idea of getting somewhere very quickly. Eight of Cups. And when I said the eights have a feeling of positivity, and then you look at the Eight of Cups, and it's someone walking away. So right off the bat, you might get feelings of abandonment or detachment, but it's leaving on. Janice, hi, how are ya? So it kind of has that idea of leaving on your own terms, okay? Because if you look at here, kind of in contrast to the Five of Cups, where the Three Cups are kind of knocked down, okay? And the figure is shown grieving. Here, the cups are upright, right? There was no, mass, nothing knocked them over. They're all in good order, in good standing order. But it's leaving what you previously nurtured, okay? So this will tend to come up if there is a situation that is no longer feeding you. And when I say that, what I mean is kind of feeding your soul, feeding your being. It's no longer feeding you. It's no longer satisfying. It's no longer fulfilling. It's okay to walk away. This can pop up when there's a toxic relationship, either romantic relationship, friendship, job, when things are just not what they used to be. And you've kind of put all of the time that you can into nurturing that. And sometimes you just got to walk away. So we have the, kind of lunar eclipse here. Maria Pia, hi. So there's some, it feels like emotions are kind of cloaked, as is the figure. But again, it's that leaving on your own terms. And again, water always indicates emotion in the tarot. So following your true emotions. And not trying to force it too. Sometimes, we try to stay because we've already put time in, the throwing good money after bad. Sometimes you just kind of got to cut your losses and go. And that's okay. So it does tend to have a feeling of relief on the other side. Okay. So in the Thoth deck, now here we have indolence, which means more like laziness or actual neglect. So here is kind of the idea of instead of walking away. Karen, hi, how are you? It's kind of letting things just fall by the wayside. Your passion is no longer there. And here it's represented by Gemini, so Mercury again. And then this should be Sagittarius, but that I'll have to look up that specific symbol. So these, it looks swampy, right? It looks like it doesn't smell very good, right? That kind of brackish, dark water full of algae, and just kind of walking away from something and just leaving it be. So that one is indolent. So it has a slightly less positive vibe than the Rider-Waite-Smith, but it's still leaving on your own terms, even though your own terms don't feel as benevolent, okay? And the Anima Mundi. Again, we have those 8 cups still sitting up. And then we have the gull, or a tern, leaving, flying away under, in the nighttime. So we have that beautiful full moon and really taking flight onto a new journey. Awesome. That's so wonderful to hear, Karen. Thank you. Sarah, hi. So for the people that have popped on, I will be doing mini readings at the end of the broadcast. All you got to do is share it out. You can share it to, send it to a friend you think you might enjoy it, tag a friend, share it to a group, anything like that. And I will make sure you get a card. It is so good to be back. Like I said, the past couple Mondays have been really rough for some reason or another, but glad to be back. So again, that's the Anima Mundi. So like that nighttime journey. And it doesn't feel like leaving under the cloak of darkness. It just feels like it's the time, it's a great night to leave. All right, next we have the Eight of Swords, which is kind of one of my favorite cards, even though, again, when you see it, it looks like it's a difficult card, which it can be, because it makes us look at where we're at, and it makes us look at how we are processing. It makes us look at our motivations. So Eight of Swords. And this is one of what Rachel Pollack calls a gate card. So when you walk through a gate, you're leaving one realm for another. And this is one of those cards. And my 78 Degrees of Wisdom is still packed, and I've been saying this for freaking months now, and I need to go pull my boxes of books down from the attic. I just got it. So here we have a figure. She is bound and kind of stuck in the middle of this like fence of swords, right? And it looks like a very perilous, precarious position. She's blindfolded, kind of reminiscent of the Two of Swords, but where the Two of Swords, the figure is kind of sitting and feels like she's deciding between two things, like she is master of her future. Here, it feels like she's at the mercy of whoever bound her. So it's imprisonment, confinement, captivity, constraints, or victimhood. And kind of staying there, staying in that victim mentality. Which, and I'm not saying, I'm not talking about like victim blaming or anything like that. I'm saying where you get kind of stuck in a spot and it feels like you're just really hard on yourself and you blame yourself for what's happened. Okay, Joshua. Again, for a reading, all you got to do is share the broadcast out and just comment #shared, and I'll get you on my list. So with the Eight of Swords, again, it feels like it's a dangerous card, but it's actually perceived danger. The swords aren't going to cut her because they're driven into the ground. Okay, unless, some crazy freak windstorm comes, she's not actually in danger. Her legs are not bound. She's not going to fall into them. She is free to step forward. She is free to take the steps away from her imprisonment. Okay? So it's perceived danger. And how can we get out of that? How can we rely on ourselves to get out of that? So again, it looks like a difficult card, but it means you might just have to move inward, look towards what's making you feel this way, and how can you break that mentality. In the Thoth deck, it's called Interference. I gotcha. It's called Interference. And here we have, looks like Neptune. It's kind of hard to see up at the top. They're like a very light blue. Eric. All right. And then in the bottom, we have Pisces. So Pisces is that, okay, so Neptune and Pisces, that makes sense then. So here we have all of these different kinds of swords. And you see it's like very light blue on that background. Interference. We feel that something is interfering with our ability to move forward. But is it really? Okay? And that's where, we have to kind of look inward. And the background here, it kind of, like that color scheme kind of feels uneasy to me, right? It's that lighter purple background with like the oranges and the reds. It doesn't feel calming or soothing to me. It feels very like dissonant to me. So it really asks you to look at what you feel is holding you back and how can you move forward. And then in the Anima Mundi, here we have, and this is a flying fox. There we go. So it's one of those real big bats that hang upside down and they look like they're like the size of a large child or a small adult. And again, it seems like a real dangerous place, kind of hanging upside down among all of these swords. But really what it's going to do is it's going to wake up and fly up. It's not going to fly around into the blades. So while it looks super difficult, it's really a growth card. The gate cards are growth. When you pass through, you've learned those soul lessons, okay? Eight of Pentacles. This one is all about hard work, apprenticeship, stability in work, and natural gifts and crafts. So it's all about putting your time and energy into your craft. What are you good at? And really being able to kind of pour your heart out into it. Kind of the flip side of this is workaholic, like workaholism, or striving for perfection. Okay, so depending on what's kind of around it, are we striving for perfection? And that's one of the kind of warnings about this card, because we can never achieve perfection. Progress, not perfection. So that's kind of the other side of this card. But generally, it's stability. It means you're working hard. You have a plan. You have a plan in place, and you're working that plan. In the Rider-Waite-Smith, in the Thoth, it is prudence. And here we have a gorgeous flowering tree. Everything is very symmetrical and even. So we have the sun. So it represents the sun and Scorpio. It's difficult to see down there, but it's got that Scorpio. So Sun and Scorpio is, Scorpio's very, very driven, and the Sun is going to kind of take away some of the like negative aspects of Scorpio. So prudence is wisdom, working smarter, not harder. Okay, and that's a really nice, I love the eights. I think they're kind of my favorite like number of the cards. I think they're kind of my favorite. And my birthday is April 8th, so that kind of makes sense. And in the Anima Mundi, so here we have beavers, right? And beavers are, busy as a beaver, right? Always working hard. because they can't stop. They really can't stop working. Like all rodents, they have to keep chewing, or their teeth grow and they just don't stop. So they kind of have to do that. And they also have to continually maintain their dam and their like beaver hut. I don't know what it's called where they actually live. But they kind of always have to do work for it. They can't just stop because it will wash away. That's me. I love me a Scorpio. I really do. Again, I'm an Aries, so for some reason, I think it's my ruling planet is Mars, and one of Scorpio's ruling planets is Mars. So there's a lot of similarities in our drive and approach. So that's 8 of Pentacles in the Anima Mundi deck. And I believe I have everybody that has shared. If I'm going on and reading and I don't have your name, please just kind of give me a nudge. I think I got everyone here, but please comment #shared. 4s revolve around me. Yep, 4484. I'm 4878. So the only thing that I don't like about that is the 7, and that's only because it's an odd number and I prefer even numbers. So I like the way your birthday looks, Eric. It's very visually pleasing. Hey, that's awesome, Joshua. Awesome. I'm not going to question why. It is just, it was meant to be. The universe has kind of brought me to you. So let's see. I'll give you some quick updates. If you are in the Buffalo, New York area, I am back doing readings at Rising Goddess. You can book with me through my Divination Station Facebook page. I also do video readings, so if you are watching me and you're not in Buffalo, I can also do Facebook chat, Facebook or FaceTime, or Zoom meeting, anything like that. So if you do want to book, I will pop in my link down there. My Etsy shop is also, I've been putting stuff on my Etsy shop like every week, because that's something that I've been, oops, I just literally shared the feed to the feed because of course I did. That's what I meant to do. So I would love if you have any interest in like spell bags or charms or anything like that. I would love if you liked my shop, or favorited a few items. One of the things that I have going on right now, I've been working on, and this is not the final product. Okay, this is just my working, my little baggies here. I've been working on Zodiac Empowerment ritual kits, and allow me to shamelessly self-promote myself here for a moment. So what it's going to include for each Zodiac sign is going to be your tarot card. So the tarot card, and of course I did Aries first because it's me. The card that represents you. I'm also going to include the Decan card. So it's going to be one of 3 that represents your specific little slice of that zodiac pie. A candle representing the color of the element, so red for fire. And then 4 stones. So there's going to be, everyone is going to have a rose quartz and a clear quartz, because everybody can use both of them. Rose quartz is really good to have around just for self-soothing, self-love, drawing love and compassion, giving love and compassion. And clear quartz can stand in for for literally anything. And then two stones specific to that sign. Okay, so it'll include that and instructions on how to use them. So those are in my Etsy shop. Again, I would very much love and appreciate if you would like those. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in my Facebook page as well for anybody that has not yet liked it. I know a couple new people popped in here. So I would, if you're drawn, go ahead and like my page, and you can see when I go live. And just bear with me and let me pop that in here as soon as, there we go. So that's kind of what I've been up to. There we go. So making things, I've made a ton of teacup altars, I've made spell bags, really drawn to doing some herbal spell work and some crystal spell work. And I've been getting decks. So in the beginning of the pandemic, I did what a lot of people did, and kind of did some self-soothing with some retail therapy, and I'm still getting packages. So I've been kind of up to my eyeballs in new decks, which is good for a tarot reader, but it's also a little overwhelming because I don't quite know where to start. So that's what I've been up to. So for the readings today, which I'm going to go ahead and get started with, I'm going to use the Anima Mundi. I did get the Nocturna Oracle, and I believe if you're part of the the Resourceful Raven, I think I'm going to be using those this week. All right, Lyra, gotcha. And of course, you can catch me live on Wednesdays at 6:30 on the Rising Goddess page for Witchy Wednesdays. This week on that channel, I'm going to be wrapping up the planets of the... oh yeah, when packages just kind of keep coming in. I'm going to be finishing up the planets, so I'm going to be looking at Neptune, Pluto, and then the North Node. So I'm going to be wrapping that up. All right, so let me get these shuffled a little bit here, and then I'll go ahead and get the reading started. All right, so Monica, you are first. Monica, 5 of Pentacles. So right now it feels almost like a time of being left, out in the cold. So it really feels like you feel like there's something lacking. There's a coldness, okay, to the card. So you're kind of looking at things in that mindset of, I don't want to be where I was, and I want things to warm up again. I'm cold, I'm a little bit miserable. How can I turn this around? So a good way to do that is to start some gratitude practice. Start looking at the resources you do have. Okay. And I really can feel this card, right? It's like that winter day. It's that cold breeze. It's not crisp, right? It's like that bone chilling cold. And that's kind of where you're at right now. So you need something to kind of warm up with. So, and literally not maybe right now. It's like 90 still here and humid as all get up. But something to warm your soul. Okay. Oh, Joshua, you're welcome. All right, Caitlin, you are next. Caitlin, Page of Pentacles. And this is a cute little squirrel guy. on a stump, kind of surrounded by like beautiful, like forest floor blossoms. Okay, so Page of Pentacles, what's coming down for you, Caitlin, right now is there's always new life, right? So there's the right that got a little deep, Monica. Sometimes, it just kind of hits me, right? Um, oh, so everything feeds something else, right? So here we have this stump. The stumps are literally like dead trees, right? They're trees that are no longer growing, they're no longer standing. But it's providing the cute little squirrel guy a place to, kind of nibble on his lunch. It's giving life to the fungus. Fungus are saprophytes. They can only feed on dead things. And then on the forest floor, even in the deepest, thickest kind of underbrush, there's those beautiful flowers coming up. So what's coming through with the Page of Pentacles right now is there is always life. There's always new opportunity for resources that something that seems like it was a detriment to actually be a positive. So, really looking at, one door closes, another, a window opens, something like that. So that's kind of what I'm getting for you, Caitlin, is even though something might feel like, one opportunity shut, there's always something new and even more beautiful right around the corner. And Erica, absolutely. So Erica, all you got to do is share the broadcast and just comment hashtag shared. And I would absolutely love it if you all gave Three of Cups Divine Arts a like. You can catch me. Oh, Caitlin, you're welcome. You can always catch me. You can catch Bridget. She does her Mythic Journeys on Saturdays. Is it 222? And all right, so Carolyn, as I was shuffling, this popped out. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is all about taking a pause, okay? And here we have an orb weaver spider. And orb weavers are the big, like, chunky ones, right? Orb weavers are they're terrifying looking because they're giant, but they don't bite, they're not venomous, they're just big. I know around here in some of the more rural areas, we have like the big yellow orb weavers, and they make these really cool webs in like real tall weeds is where I tend to see them. But the Hangman is taking that pause, taking a moment to reflect, taking a moment to really take inventory. Okay, that's kind of what came through. Take inventory of your situation. And it feels like once you kind of do that, like the spider's kind of like plotting out where things are going to go. And then once it starts, you can, watching a spider weave a web is mesmerizing, right? Like, how do they know what to do? How do they know? So it's all about that. Like, once you get that plan in place, and don't rush it. Don't rush it, okay? Take your time and really sit back and feel what needs to be done. And then once you do that, you're going to kind of step right into it. All right, Natasha, you are next. And decks, like with the gilded edge there, are really pretty, but they take a while to kind of break in and like shuffle. Natasha, the Fool. Leap of faith, always new beginnings, right? The Fool is all about taking that first step into a new journey and really not worrying what's going to happen, knowing that no matter what you are stepping towards, it is the right choice because you're taking that step. So not, you know, overthinking anything like that. Just, I'm going to do it. Let's do it. So I love the imagery on this. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith, you're always going to see in the Fool, well, I shouldn't say always, but you're going to see a little dog or sometimes a cat at the Fool's feet. And here, the Fool is the fox. So it's really taking that that small element and making it the card, and I love it. So he's on the cliff, and he's got that white rose. And the white rose symbolizes spirituality and peace. Okay? So that is Natasha. So Natasha, whatever you're about to do it with that like childlike enthusiasm. Okay? Approach it with that, leap of faith mentality. All right, Linda, you are next. Linda, Ace of Wands. New opportunities in the energetic or creative realm. So what kind of came through looking at this is May Day. Okay, so first day of May or Beltane. Just that idea that, the days are getting longer, the sun is getting warmer. It just feels like the whole summer is full of opportunity. Okay, and here we have the little mushrooms, and then that ribbon, and like that's kind of, and then the flowers at the top. It's kind of what's giving me that like May Day feel. So Linda, that's for you, Ace of Wands. Sarah, you are next. And if you do like the art on these cards, I believe her Etsy shop is called The Creeping Moon. And she does these really cute, like tiny little paintings of the like images on the cards, and her stuff is just phenomenal. You're welcome, Linda. Sarah, Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is really that feeling of kind of being on the defense, kind of being a bit on the defensive side. And you kind of feel like you're the only one left standing, is kind of what came through with this. The other wands are kind of like they didn't quite make it, right? And you've made it through the battle, but you're still kind of fighting. So Sarah, that's kind of what I'm feeling for you with the Seven of Wands, is really having to really standing your ground when everybody else is kind of falling. So it's kind of that, hi Laura. Laura, all you got to do is share the broadcast out. So wherever you're watching, hit share. And if you want to share it on your feed or to a friend in Messenger, anything like that. Because we're trying to always grow Three of Cups Divine Arts. And once you do that, just comment hashtag shared, and I'll get you on my list. So Sarah, that's kind of what I'm getting for you. You know, you're standing strong. Everybody else is kind of falling down, and it's kind of hard being the strong one all the time. Okay. All right, Maria Pia, you are next. And for anyone that is just joining, that's never seen any of my lives, what I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pin. Please like and follow. There we go. Three of Cups Divine Arts. And I also pinned my Facebook page. So if you do like what you see, like my Facebook page. Anytime I go live, we'll go up there, okay? You can also find instructions on how to book a reading, book a private reading with me, okay? I do them in person with safety protocols in place at Rising Goddess. So that's in Buffalo, New York. I also do video readings, okay? So I can do Zoom meeting, Facebook chat, anything like that. All right, Maria Pia, you got the Five of Pentacles too. What kind of popped out for me here for you is that I'm actually, for you, getting the feeling that this branch is bending with snow. Like, it was standing tall, but now it's burdened. Now it's burdened with all of this extra stuff. That's really what came through when I saw this for you. Is it's, instead of standing tall, it's leaning down like trees do when they get covered in snow. The tree kind of can't, if it doesn't bend, it breaks. So for you are feeling very burdened with managing resources in a way that no one is left out, okay? Oh yeah, Niagara Falls is definitely not too far from me. Just up the road. So yeah, but the trees, around here, when we do get storms, they will bend, okay? Alana, sure. For readings in this broadcast, all you got to do is share the live out and then comment hashtag shared, and I'll get you on my list. And I'm doing one card mini readings with the Anima Mundi tarot deck. So Maria Pia. Yes. And I also have them all posted. I made a YouTube channel that eventually I'll do something more with. But for right now, I'm just kind of making a easy spot for people to find that. So yeah, and Maria Pia, go ahead, hashtag, replay anything, any feedback that you have. I would love to hear. Okay. Joshua, your card is next. And I thank you so much for the kind words. I know this is your first time joining me. No. No, Sunny, just share the broadcast out. Adrian, hi. You're here, and that's what counts. I was 2 weeks late, but I'm back. So Jennifer, hi, how are you? So to get a reading, Karen, you're coming up. Oh my gosh, thank you. Y'all are so kind today. I love it. All right, Joshua, you are next. Exactly. Exactly, Maria Pia. Although, around here we do have not so much the bamboo, but definitely trees get covered in snow. And I love, like, when a big, like, pine tree gets covered in snow. Oh, thank you. I miss being here too. The big pine trees that get, like, when all of their boughs are covered and they just all kind of come down and, like, the snow, like, flips up and then it, like, bounces up and it, like, creates its own little snowstorm. Erin, hi. Milagros, hello. Alana, let me get you down here. All right. So Joshua. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups, again, cups are emotions. They're their suit of emotions and feelings. And aces are that new opportunity. So Ace of Cups is a new opportunity for emotions, whether it's expressing emotions, feeling emotions, and it can be kind of intense. It's like meeting a new person, going on a first date and just really feeling overwhelmed. So it's kind of like that, like new relationship energy, right? It can feel so good and so overwhelming at the same time. And again, aces are that pure potential of that suit. So it is emotion in its pure potential form. And that's kind of what's coming up for you, Joshua. And you may or may not hear my doodles yelling in the background. It's getting to be cat dinner time. Karen, you are next for your card. Next week, I will be going over the nines. So looking at, what the nines mean. Karen, Six of Cups. Six of Cups traditionally means nostalgia. Okay, it means childhood memories. And here, we kind of have them in a right angle. So it's stability, and sixes are victory. Sixes are Ernie, for cards today, I'm asking, just ask that you share the broadcast out and comment #shared. So Six of Cups is all about not only thinking about what was in the past, but also kind of what's coming up in the future. So not living in the what has been and trying to make it into a can I get that back? Okay, but more of a I love looking back on those memories. Those memories are cherished. But now I'm moving forward because I'm not that same person. I'm not the same person when this happened. Because if we kind of grab onto the past and try to just recreate it, it's toxic nostalgia, right? It's when we look at the past with those rose-colored glasses and we don't really remember how hard it was, but we're a few years ahead and we're like, oh, that was awesome. But when we were going through it, it was not awesome. So be thankful for the memories that you have and always look forward to building more. All right, Eric, you are next. And again, if it is your first time on Three of Cups, it would be awesome if you liked, like and followed Three of Cups Divine Arts. I also have my personal tarot page up there, Divination Station. All right, Ernie, let me get you on the list. All right, and I am actually going to close my list now because I do have to jump off and feed my cats and get ready for tomorrow. Get some packages shipped up. Get some packages ready to ship out tomorrow. Okay, so Eric, Six of Swords. So Six of Swords is all about, again, sixes are that victory card. And I am blanking. I was just talking to my friend today who's getting into reading, and she was like, well, what happens when you blank? I said, you just kind of start talking, and it'll come to you. Six of Swords is all about transitioning and moving away from where you are at. Awesome. So that Six of Swords, it's a difficult journey, but it would be even more difficult to stay where you're at. Okay? That's for Eric. So even though the journey forward is difficult, leaving a difficult situation, you will be in a better place once you get there. So, and these look like, we're just going to go with indistinct black birds, possibly crows, and the sky looks turbulent. But if you kind of see, there's a break in the clouds. So if you're, in this bird brain, you have to get to where you're going. And even though it's stormy now, there's sun on the other side. You just kind of got to get through it. And it might feel dangerous, but once you get through it, everything's going to work out. Okay, and that's Six of Swords for Eric. Lyra, you are next. Yeah, they're starting to circle. It's going to be rough, but worth it in the end. Yes, absolutely. And as you kind of get through, as you start going, it's going to get easier as you get going. It's just getting started and getting through those first. Nope, Lyra. There's still a few more ahead of you, Alana. And I thank everybody for their patience. Lyra, Seven of Cups. And I laugh because there's jellyfish on the cards. So Seven of Cups is, there's a lot of choices going on. There's a lot of things going on that you could choose. And everything, nope, Jennifer, still a couple of, you're on the list, Jennifer, yes. So I did get you on the list. So Lyra, as you are kind of going through all of these things that you could be doing, it's going to feel a little bit cloudy or like foggy, right? Think of the deep sea. So we have these like bioluminescent jellyfish. and 7's your number. So you see with your light. So, you know, we're in the deep sea here. And all of these creatures have that bioluminescence. They make their own light. Don't rely on anybody else to kind of make your path for you. You make your own light and you follow your own path. It's when you listen to other people that things get cloudy. So yes, 7 of Cups. Make your own light and follow it. Love it. And I think, nope, Laura, you are, there's a couple more and then you, okay, Laura? Erica is next. I love sea creatures, especially like when they glow in the dark and are super weird. They're my favorite. All right, so Erica, 8 of Swords. So we just did the 8s. So 8 of Swords is the flying fox, kind of in the middle of the swords. So again, it's perceived danger. You know, kind of feels like it's all around you. But when this bat, it's a flying fox, so it's one of those real big ones. What it's going to do is when it wakes up is it's just going to fly away. It's going to straighten up and it's going to fly away. Away from the dangers that seem like you can't get around, you can't get rid of them. You have to rise above them, okay? That's what's coming through for you, Erica, with this. So as it feels like the dangers are kind of coming in around you, all you have to do is rise above, okay? And then when you're looking down, it's not going to seem quite as dangerous. It's not going to seem quite as scary as it did when it felt like you were trapped. Okay, so if it is feeling like you're trapped right now, you know, kind of find a way to breathe through it and rise above. Milagros, hi. All right, so now Laura Bell, you're next. I'll pop that guy back in there. Yes, it's not so big once you kind of rise above it. And it's just that moment where we kind of feel panicky about it, but we can just rise above. Laura Bell, ooh, King of Cups. King of Cups. The orca whale. Seems peaceful, but it's really pretty deadly. So that's kind of what's coming through for you, Laura, is seemingly, you know, sweet, kind, caring, and loving, which you are, but orcas are also very fierce, okay? So they have a very fierce hunting when they hunt, and they kind of like rip things apart, okay? So it's that idea of appearing very gentle and graceful, but at the same time, when you need to, you can be very fierce. Because that's, you know, kind of the king side, right? Kings are they have to do what they have to do to kind of like keep everything together. And Cups is compassion. So you do have those like kind of two sides. All right, Jennifer, you are next. Ah, that's not a card jump. That's just a sloppy shuffle. Okay. Jennifer, ooh, Five of Wands. Five of Wands. Definitely getting a feeling of some, clashing ideas. There's some disagreements going on. Someone's disagreeing with you and how you are kind of approaching a situation. You're approaching a difficult situation, and someone's butting heads with you. And it doesn't feel like either one of you are going to back down. So instead of trying to win, because most when this occurs, the kind of clashing like that, it's never really pretty. There's never really a winner. Even the one that wins, comes out bruised and bloody and a little bit worse for wear. So instead of continuing the battle, see what that middle ground is. Kind of break apart. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it, Laura. Yeah, so Jennifer, instead of trying to really insist that there has to be a winner, break apart and look at this kind of in the middle here. Focus on what the issue is and really break it down. Really break it down on, I'll get you in, Katie. Just share the broadcast out. Cool. So yeah, Jennifer, really kind of break it down what the issue is and make sure there's no miscommunication and you're not like both fighting for the same thing and you just misunderstood each other. Okay. Alana, you are next. All right, so Alana Silva, you are next. Sorry about that. Alana, Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords really feels like someone has been kind of coming at you. Really feels like someone's been attacking you. Or have you dodged all of them, right? So it looks like they're piercing, but they're really not. They're kind of in the back. So it feels like you've had a lot of people coming at you. And what you're choosing to do now is leave that situation instead of continue to try to dodge these swords. Because eventually one of them's going to hit, right? So if you kind of stay in that battleground of words, swords are words, thoughts, communications. Okay, so it really feels like getting out of the situation is going to save you from more and more severe damage. Okay, if you did just break up, it's probably for the best. Even though it's a very stressful, like I'm feeling very like high adrenaline because, dodging the swords, getting the heck out of there. It's going to be okay on the other side. But for right now, you kind of got to dodge the danger that's coming at you. And if you did just break up, then that's, there's a lot of emotions kind of going on with that. All right, Milagros, you are next. And again, I am using the Anima Mundi Tarot. And I think we're finally connecting here. The first couple readings I did with it, like, I was really connected to the imagery, but as I like used it, it felt like there was like a bit of a disconnect, but now I'm feeling it. You're welcome, Alana. All right, Milagros. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. So it's all about stability and perceived stability. So when, the raccoons kind of, they like to, it looks like they're hoarding. It looks like they're bringing everything close to them. And as you are doing that, make sure that you're not like giving up other freedoms. Okay, make sure that you're not giving up other resources. So as he's holding on to that pentacle, there's some more up there. So is he going to run away and leave those three there? It's so cute. So yeah, Four of Pentacles is all about, kind of looking at really what stability means to you and how you can make it sustainable. Okay, that's kind of what came through there. All right, Ernie, you are next. And Adrian, I know, Adrian, I'm not sure if you shared, let me know. Because I know you popped on here and you usually share for a card. So just let me know. I don't want to miss you. Oh my gosh. Jennifer, that is awesome. Good. I'm really glad that I could help, okay? Trying a break and release. Yes, taking a break and releasing what needs to be released. Absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome. I'll do Ernie and then I got you, okay, Adrian? Ernie, Two of Cups. Two of Cups is all about a partnership, okay? A true partnership, the give and take. So look at, seahorses. The female lays the eggs, the male raises them. So it is that true equal exchange. And I don't mean like this for that. It's more of a, how can I help you? And everything comes around in turn. It's that pure partnership. So if this is something that you are working towards right now, it's like right there for you. Okay. All right, Adrian, you are next. Yeah, I just love that. So definitely that partnership and that exchange is coming up. All right, Adrian, let's get you a card here. And I think, I know a few of you here are a part of the Resourceful Raven group. Yes. Okay, so Ernie, you want that really loving partnership, and it's right on the way for you, okay? And just make sure you look at the relationship as that partnership. Not just, and I would say not just a relationship, but a true partnership and what that really means. All right, Adrian, 10 of Wands. So much going on. 10 of Wands is really about taking on a lot at once. It's about feeling overwhelmed and trying to, so kind of what I'm getting is like you're trying to prioritize, okay? Trying to get things in order. Because the stack of sticks is freestanding, but there's still so many, and it's very precarious. Like, you can't really add anything else without taking away from that pile. Okay, it's just going to be too much. So work on saying no, and work on what's already on your plate before you pile any more on. Okay, and I didn't say more on. Before you pile any more tasks, get rid of some. Okay, whether or not you complete them or decide that, you know what, you are not a priority right now. Moving on. All right. And Katie, and you will conclude. So card for Katie will conclude this broadcast of Divination Station on Three of Cups Divine Arts. Again, I welcome you to like Three of Cups page, like my personal page, Divination Station. If you look in the comments, I also posted my Etsy shop. So if you are into sacred spaces, tiny sacred spaces, I have my teacup altars there. I have spell bags. I have a divination starter kit. So it's got a tarot deck, pendulum, some crystals, bunch of goodies in there. And that's all in my Etsy shop. And if you are part of the Resourceful Raven group, which is sister group to Three of Cups, I will be using the corresponding oracle deck, the Nocturna Oracle. I'm going to be using that to do readings on Wednesday. Thank you. All right, Katie. Four of Wands. Four of Wands is all about home and celebrating in your home space, celebrating in your home turf. Friends and family are there to kind of support and celebrate. Okay? And all of these kind of different wands, you know, different things coming together. One looks like gladiola, one looks like a foxglove. I don't know, one looks like tulips on a stick, but I know that's not a thing. And then the other one. So it's all different, kind of different people, personalities coming together to help and celebrate with you. Okay. All right, my dears, I'm going to go ahead and call that a night. I thank you all so much for your support. And yeah, like all the stuff, participate in all the stuff. All right. Good night. Thank you all so much again. And stay safe and stay healthy. Awesome. And definitely safe travels tomorrow. I know I'll talk to you before then, but be careful. Okay. Bye.